Okay, so good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. If I'm audible and if my video is visible, please share me in the chat. I hope you guys can hear me. Yes, no. Ravi, can you confirm? I hope I am audible and my video is also visible. Yes, no. If anybody can confirm in the chat box. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hope my voice is audible to everybody. Ravi, Sharbani, if anybody can confirm. Yes, no. And my video is visible clearly so that we can start. Okay, great. Superb. So good morning, everyone. I know that this is a long weekend, and you guys might be in the weekend mode. Okay, but let me tell you, the next 1 hour is going to be very very useful for you. You are going to understand, okay, why soft skills are very very important, not just in data analytics, but in any kind of domain, in the entire professional careers, right? So we are going to see how soft skills and how communication can actually impact, and trust me, it impacts more than your professional knowledge or your professional degrees. Okay, so in the next one session, just a second. Yeah. So in this in this 1 hour session, we are going to see why soft skills have become very very important in today's world, and how we can actually master it by actually looking at some of the fundamentals of communication. Okay, if the fundamentals of the communications are clear, then we are actually in a good position to present ourselves and to convey our thoughts to the other person at in professional world, right? So let me just quickly share my screen. Let me know if my screen is visible to everybody. So what are the what is soft skills and how it can help us in data analytics is what we are going to see in the next 1 hour. So let me just quickly give you an agenda of what we are going to learn. So the agenda for today is knowing what is the difference between technical skills and soft skills. Okay, many people think that if I get a degree, if I have some experience, okay, that is it, that will help me fetch a good job. But in reality, soft skills are equally important. If you know everything but you are not able to convey it properly to the other person, then it becomes really difficult to excel at workplace. So there is a difference between what is technical skills and what is soft skills, especially in data analytics. Then we are going to see what are the various communication techniques, what are the techniques which can help us actually communicate ourselves well. Then problem solving, the most important thing today. It is not about the degree, it is not about the work that you do, it is all about what difference do you make at workplace, what is your problem solving skills. Okay, these days, all the repetitive task is being taken care of by the AI, right? Now, if we want to excel as a professional, we need to make sure that we are problem solvers, right? We have the ability to solve the problems. Since repetitive task is going to be, is already getting vanished, and in the days to come, all these repetitive tasks will get vanished. Now, human being will be required only to have a troubleshooting or problem solving skill. So if you have a problem solving skill, then you can actually secure your, I should say, you can actually secure your job in the days to come. Then business acumen, again, very very important and the most neglected part of any kind of profile. So what we try to, and we are quite confined with our role, right? Especially when we talk about data analytics. Data analytics is not about creating charts, graphs. Of course it is always beneficial to learn tools, create the charts, but the most important part is to understand the business. After data analytics, you need to actually give some roadmap, give some suggestions to the management, so that management can actually implement certain things, so that they can grow the business. And they can only grow the business if the information given by you is clear and actionable. So the analytics, the entire part of the analytics is all about understanding the data, understanding the business, and providing solution to the business so that business can grow. Okay, so business acumen, understanding the business, is the most important part and is the most neglected part at workplace. Then we are going to see some of the case studies which can help us understand how communication and how these soft skills help us do the task and contribute more to our profile. So let me just stop share for a moment. I hope the agenda for today is clear to all. Is it clear? Yes, no? Is it clear, guys? Shall we go ahead? Okay, clear. Super. Let me just quickly go to my screen. So just to introduce myself, or the enterprise that we are, we belong to, we are Data Geeksters. The ultimate objective of creating Data Geeksters is to actually transition careers of the people from non-IT to IT roles. So in if you see in the market, there is a huge gap between what are the skills that are required for the market and what are the skills that the people have. So there is a huge gap between the two. So we are trying to, with our courses, we are trying to help people transition from non-IT low paying jobs to the IT high paying jobs. Okay, there's a huge demand in the market, and unfortunately not many people have that ability to do data analytics properly and to contribute to the business. So the ultimate goal of Data Geeksters is to successfully transition your career from non-IT to IT roles. So like any other organization, we also have our mission, vision, and goals and objectives. The mission is very, very clear: empowering non-IT professionals for high-paying IT careers. Right? As I told you that there is a huge demand in the market as far as data analytics is concerned, and the best part is the data is going to grow even more in the days to come. Any which ways, we are actually surrounded by a lot of data. Right now we are a part of the session, and whatever I am going to convey is also being converted into a data which can be used. Okay, so if you see the volume of data that we are generating in today's world is huge. The problem is there are not many people who can analyze this data. That is where data analytics as a profile becomes more lucrative. Then what is our vision is to be a leading catalyst in career transformation. We need to be we aspire to be the best in the industry as far as career transition is concerned, and enabling individuals to thrive in evolving IT landscape. Then goals and objectives are to actually transition their careers successfully from non-IT to IT by giving personalized training and mentorship. So our courses are actually 100% live. There is no course which we give in the form of recordings. It is 100% live, and it is 100% hand holding right from the point you start a journey with us to till the point you get your first offer letter is the entire journey that we have with you. Then comprehensive programs and career guidance. So it is not only about the course, it is about the career guidance, it is about the step-by-step process, it is about the step-by-step roadmap, how you can transition your career from non-IT to IT. So this is all about our mission, vision, and goals and objectives. So let me introduce myself. I am Rahul Likhwani. I am a chartered accountant by profession, having 10 years of corporate experience, 5 years of teaching experience, and I have an expertise in Power BI, Tableau, Python, SQL, AI tools, and MS Office, and have trained more than 1,000 students. Now, many of you might be wondering why a chartered accountant, or what a chartered accountant is doing in the field of data analytics. So, the main idea of Data Geeksters came when I actually transitioned myself. So I used to work in core finance role. From there to shifting to an IT role, how my transition has been is what I was quite inspired about. So I also had some of the notions that it would be very difficult for me to actually transition from non-IT to IT. But trust me, with proper guidance, with proper roadmap, I could actually transition my career and excel in my career with the help of data analytics. So that was the point when I thought, if I can do it, let me just help other people also to do the same kind of transition. So this is all about my journey. Okay, I started off with a chartered accountant. I started off as a chartered accountant. Then I transitioned my career, learned the tools, learned the techniques, got a good mentorship, got a roadmap, and through that, actually, I secured a data analyst job with 40% salary hike and annual increment of 25% as well. And not just that, I was also awarded as a rising star of the year for all the Power BI and other implementation that I did post my hiring. So all in all, what I would like to tell you is that if I just break my career between the initial 7 years and the next 5 years that I have done my work, trust me, the kind of recognition that I have received as a data analyst, the kind of progress the kind of growth that I have received as a data analyst, I couldn't imagine it in my previous profile. Okay, so if you know that finance is something which is a thankless job. So in finance, what happens is that as far as you are doing your job well, nobody comes and appreciates you. If something goes wrong, if you pay taxes, if you delay in paying taxes, or if you have done some error, then only people will look at you. But in profiles like data analytics, where you are going to actually contribute to the decision making of the management, you are in complete access to the management. The management can see your work, they can see what you are making, what you are creating at workplace. Okay, that accessibility can only be found in profiles like data analytics. Okay, because your work is quite visible, right? Because you are creating something, you are creating a solution, you are giving some insights to the management. So this was the word that I was talking about. So these are the various courses that we have, or this is actually a single course having various modules. So we have Advanced Excel, Power BI, SQL, Agile, Chat GPT, and AI is also one of the major feature of our courses. Then Python, Tableau. Then not just courses, we have capstone projects. How you are going to actually create all these projects and create your profile. Okay, that is what we call profiling, where you can create a profile where all your projects are there and a recruiter can easily access to your projects. Then communication skills. So today's session is actually related to the communication skills part. So you would not find this variety of courses or what variety of modules in a single course, because we understand that whatever is relevant for a data analytics profile is what we have tried to include. Okay, and then employment assistance and post hire support also we provide. So this was all about the Data Geeksters, what we do. Okay, now we are just going to directly go on to the main part for which we have gathered here. It is about soft skills. Okay, let me just quickly share my PPT. So we have actually understood the agenda. Now see, the most important thing to understand is how the brain of analyst works. Okay, if you are a data analyst, how you need to have a combination of technical and soft skills. Okay, so when we talk about technical skills, everybody knows that it is all these tools that you learn. Okay, for example, Tableau, Power BI, SQL. Okay, and then Excel. These are the tools that you need to learn to have a technical expertise. You can actually play with the data if you have the expertise of these tools. But the most important part is soft skills. Okay, and trust me guys, I have seen people who are not very good with technical skills, but they are superb with their soft skills, and that actually makes them, okay, favorite of the management, and that actually makes them favorite of all, right? So how you communicate becomes the most important part at workplace. It is not about data analytics, it is about each and every profile. You might have seen a lot of sales people also. Okay, they are very good with their soft skills. Okay, they might not be good with their technicals, but they are good, very good with their soft skills. In data analytics also, the same logic applies. It is the exactly the same logic, where how you communicate your findings, how you communicate your requirements, how you communicate with the management to understand their requirement, how you communicate with the developers to actually make them understand what needs to be done, okay, is what is soft skill in data analytics. Okay, so the most important part is the communication. Okay, the communication should be very, very clear. Okay, when we are going to see what are the various techniques for good communication. Problem solving, as I told you, that problem solving is the most important skill that every employer wants to have, okay, in a candidate. So if you are not a problem solver, it becomes really difficult for you to survive in the market. Then business acumen, again, very, very important. Until and unless you understand the business, you cannot actually analyze it. Okay, it is plain and simple. If you don't understand anything, then how can you analyze it? Analyzing means just to do some number crunching and try to find out what are the various possible solutions that you can provide. But that step comes only after the point when you know the business, you understand the business, what is the business requirement, okay, how the business works, okay, what is the A point, what is the B point, what is the C point, how a business runs is very, very, it is very, very important for you to understand that. Then critical thinking, how do you think? Okay, are you a person who sees only the dark side of the things? Then if you are one of those people who see dark side of the things, or who are very pessimist, then it becomes a real problem at personal life also and professional life also. Then learning mindset, very, very important. Okay, as a professional, you should always have a learning mindset. Okay, if you don't have a learning mindset, then you become stagnant. Many people actually are stuck with these long paying jobs because of their own follies, because they have not given time for learning new ideas, new things that are happening, especially in the world of AI. Every day there is a new kind of a tool, or maybe thousands of tools come in the market which can help you ease your work. Okay, so these learnings are very, very important. If you have a learning and growth mindset, then nobody can stop you actually to excel in any career for that matter. And then curiosity, very, very important. As a data analyst, you should be curious, you should not be lazy. Okay, if you are a person who is a minimum guy, who is a minimum guy is a person, for example, his profile says that these are the 10 things that he has to do, and you only try to do only those 10 things, and you actually spend years doing that things only. Okay, then you are not curious, you are not on the path of growth mindset, because you have not tried something new, and you are not curious to know. Okay, If you see, all the above points can only work if you are curious. If you are curious, then only you would try to understand the business of the organization. If you are curious, then only you will be trying to have a problem solved. Okay, so these are all interconnected skills that are very, very important. Okay, and trust me, if you rate yourself maybe out of 10 in technical and soft skills, if you are 7 out of 10 in soft skills, it is okay if you are 5 or 6 out of 10 in technical skills. Okay, soft skills actually have a larger impact in today's world as far as personal and professional growth is concerned. So why soft skill matters? As I told you that technical skills can get you in, soft skill can help you succeed. Okay, with the help of technical skills you can get a job, but when we talk about soft skills, it can actually help you grow from point A to point B, right? So for example, if you have actually joined an organization as a senior executive, okay, what will help you to go to a manager, assistant manager level or manager level, is the soft skills. Okay, soft skills bridge the gap between data insights and business impact. Okay, so what are data insights? So as I told you that there is a lot of data that is there. We need to understand the data, we need to analyze the data to get some fruitful information for the business, and we so that we can create an impact. Okay, let me just give you a small example. For example, you are working as a data analyst. Now there is a problem statement. The problem is the sales is not growing over the period of time. So month on month sales is not growing. Okay, now you get a task to understand the data and take out insights. What is the reason why my sales are not performing well? Okay, now here you need to analyze the data, you need to create visualization, and on the top of it you need to understand the impact and understand the business. Okay, then only you can provide solution. For example, I have seen the month on month sales. What I realized is, in the months where the marketing cost is low, the sales also gets low. If the marketing cost is high, the sales is also going to go high. So somewhere I can see that marketing cost is actually driving my sales, which is not a good perspective for any business, because marketing involves a lot of cost also. Okay, so in those cases you need to actually ask the management, and you need to suggest the management that you should actually go to improve the quality of the product, to improve the organic growth of the product, rather than depending upon the all these marketing expenses. So what did you do? You just analyze the data, you analyze the month on month sales, and now you are suggesting to the management that, look, these are the 10 points that you need to understand, these are the 10 points that you need, these are actionable points on which you can take the action. Okay, this is what is the profile of data analyst. So why communication is essential? Until and unless you communicate, okay, you will not be able to understand also, and you will not be able to convey your ideas also. Okay, translate complex data insight into business strategies. Okay, so as a businessman or the owner of the business is not a technical guy. He is a person who is actually who is responsible for creating the strategies for the business, right? So for creating strategies, he needs somebody who can give some data insights. Okay, how the business is growing with the help of data. Okay, so if he gets data insights clearly along with 10 actionable points that he can take, his life becomes easier. He can make strategies based on that. Ensure both technical and non-technical stakeholder understand. What who are stakeholders? Stakeholders are the owner of the business. Okay, and as I told you that it is not necessary that the stakeholder is a technical person. He is a strategist. Okay, he needs is right information at the right time. If he gets right information at the right time, he will make sure that he can create strategies, he can take actionable, he can take actions, and he can create strategies also. Okay, so that all depends on the kind of communication that happens with a data analyst, between a data analyst and the management. So what are the communication techniques which are very very important? First is simplified technical language. Many a times, those people who are from IT, or those people who are from data analytics background, they use a lot of jargons. Jargon means tough words. Okay, communication is all about making things simpler. If your communication is making things complex, then that cannot be called as a effective communication, because as I told you that not everybody comes from the same background. Okay, just like for example, teaching is also one of the example. Why all these online teachers are flourishing today is because of the fact that they have the ability to actually take something complex and explain it in the most easiest way. Okay, you might have seen a lot of influencers who make things very easy for you to understand. Okay, that is what is the real communication. Storytelling with data, again a very very important point. Okay, what is data storytelling? Data storytelling is, first you have the data, you analyze the data and try to create a story. That doesn't mean we are going to create a story out of our own mind. Okay, story will go based on the data that we have. Okay, for example, I am, as I told you the same example, sales. Okay, sales was not growing. What did I do? I analyzed the data and I created a story, which is a real story, that marketing cost is actually driving my sales. This is what we call storytelling. With the help of all the data that I have, I am trying to bridge the gap. I am trying to connect the dots so that I can have a story which can help me understand my business. Okay. Then visual communication. Charts, dashboards, graphs are very, very important. Just like if you see in this PPT also, I could have avoided these images. But these images, these charts, these dashboard actually help you to be more engaged. Okay, that is one of the reason visual communication is the most effective communication in today's world. Let me just pause for a moment. I hope till now whatever I have conveyed you have been able to understand it properly and my voice is clear. If yes, please type yes. Okay, some people are saying that PPT is not getting shared. Is that the case? Oh, I'm sorry. Just a second. Just a second, guys. Let me just see what went wrong. Maybe I'll just add the presentation here. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to send you the PPT also. Can you see the PPT now? Can anybody confirm? Is the screen visible now? Okay. Okay. So don't worry about the PPT. I'll just send you the PPT immediately after this session. Okay. So I am sorry for this technical glitch. Okay. So I hope now the screen is visible, and whatever I have conveyed, I'll just so just to go through it one by one. So first, this is what I was talking about related to the difference between technical and soft skills. Then why soft skills matter. Then why communication is essential. We discussed about that also. Then what are the communication techniques? Just now I explained that. Now we are going to see this case study. Okay. I hope that now the screen is visible, right? Okay, great. So let us see how these things work in real life scenario. Okay. So for example, Reliance Retail, it comes from a retail industry. So what is the scenario? Reliance Retail faced challenges in segmenting its vast customer base and communicating personalized offers effectively. So what is segmenting means? If a market is very big, you have to segment it. You have to make it, you have to fragment it into various different parts. That is called segmenting. Okay, so they were facing a lot of challenges as far as customer segmentation is concerned and giving personalized offers to their customers. So the challenge was the data team had difficulty conveying insights to the marketing team due to the complexity of the data. So the data was complex and it was very difficult for the team to convey the insight. That is, the insight means whatever the possible solutions that are there which can be taken. So there was a communication gap. Only the communication gap is what made them not to be able to be in a position to actually understand their customer base. Okay, so if you see the solution, simplified technical language, again the same point. When I talk about data analyst, and if I talk about a marketing what we can say, a person who comes from the marketing background, okay, they are from a different background. Okay, if data analyst is going to use all these jargons, it would be very, very difficult for the other stakeholders, including the management, to understand and to do or to act upon insights. Okay, so simple technical language is what was being initiated. Then data storytelling created a narrative. Okay, how personalized offer can actually boost customer engagement. Then visual communication, dashboards and charts were used to actually give a simplified version of information, and that made actually increase the customer engagement by 15% and increase the sales. Okay, so now if you see with this case study, if you see in the entire case study, what is happening is that everybody is doing their job in a proper way. The only problem is the communication. Okay, that's why this soft skills lead as far as the data analytics profile is concerned. Okay, so this was about the case study. Now again, a very, very important topic, that is problem solving. As a professional, whether you are working in any kind of field, okay, if you are not a problem solver, then your survival can be in a big question, or your survival can be a big question. Okay, now whenever you are working as a data analyst, you need to understand what is the problem. Okay, then only you will be able to provide any kind of solution. As a data analyst, your job is to analyze the data and give some insights. Okay, actionable insights. So identifying the problem becomes the most important part. In most of the cases, the projects, these data analytics projects, they don't go further because of the fact that they are actually not able to understand the problem only. So if you understand the problem, the 50% of the work is already done. Now all the corrective actions that has to be taken, that follows after the point that you have identified your problem. Then creating approach often lead to better solution. So when we talk about approaches, okay, there are various approaches. Okay, that's where your growth mindset comes into picture. So if you are a person who had their learning through all these whatever the professional degrees that you have done. Okay, maybe for example, I cleared my chartered accountancy in 2014. Okay, so we are sitting on 2024, so it has been 10 years. So had I not gone to learn anything new, my ways wouldn't have been creative. Okay, so as far as creative mindset is concerned, you can only have it when you have a continuous learning objective in life. Okay, and these creative approaches can actually have a better solution. Okay, when you have your mind expanded, okay, with different kind of learnings, you can have more possible solutions, better solutions for your business or for your profession as well. So what are the problem solving techniques? Define the problem. As I told you that 50% of your issue will be resolved if the problem is defined properly. Then apply analytical framework, root cause analysis, very very important analysis. Root cause analysis is basically to understand what is the root cause of any problem. So right now we know the problem, overall problem, at a bird's eye view. Okay, so first point is to know the problem at a bird's eye view. Now, since the problem is identified, now you need to go into the root cause, you need to go into the detail of the problem so that you can find out the solution. For example, there is a team of 5 people. Okay, now they have been given maybe 10 tasks in a month. Okay, so if you make a simple math, so 2 tasks each person has to complete in a span of 1 month. Now after 1 month, if there is a manager review that happens and only 7 to 8 tasks have been finished, 2 tasks are not finished. Okay, now as a manager, you also need to understand where did you go wrong, who was that person who couldn't complete his work, or maybe all in all the 5 people couldn't actually complete the entire 10 tasks. Okay, so here the problem statement is the 2 tasks that were unfinished, and the root cause analysis will be able to help you understand why, what was the reason. Was anybody on leave, or was there any bottleneck that actually stopped them to actually complete this task? So this is called root cause analysis. Same way in business also, the first point is to understand the problem, and the second point is to actually go into the root cause of it in order to find the solution, because the solution will only come when you go in depth. Then once you found the solution, that doesn't mean that it is an end of the story. After you find the solution, you have to check it multiple times so that you can make sure that whatever you have whatever you have actually come across is the final solution, is the most feasible solution. Okay, sometimes there are more than one solutions also, but some solution involve a lot of cost, a lot of manpower, and some solution can be done with minimum cost and minimum manpower. Okay, so solutions can be found, but the most reasonable and the most effective solution, it takes time, it takes efforts to find such solution. So once you get the solution, you try to test it on all parameters, and then you can of course implement that. So this is a case study on problem solving. So Apollo Hospital observed increasing patient wait time affecting patient satisfaction and hospital reputation. So what was happening? The problem statement was patients have to wait a lot. Okay, now what was the challenge? The data team needed to identify the root cause and find an efficient solution to reduce wait time. Now the only problem that we only knew the problem, that was increasing patient wait time. Now it was very difficult for them to actually go into the root cause, okay, to understand the problem. So by following whatever the steps that we have just studied, we can actually do this analysis and provide some fruitful solutions. So define the problem. So here we have to actually define it in a way that at what point of time. So for example, if you see the journey of a patient, okay, the first thing is that he gets the appointment, he calls for an appointment, he gets the appointment, then he comes and on his slot only there are 10 more people. Okay, so it creates a lot of queue when he goes for an appointment. So how the scheduling happens, okay, how the patient flow is in a single slot. If you are allowing 100 people, 50 people, then it becomes up it becomes impossible for the doctor to actually attend all of them. So what they are trying to analyze is, while defining the problem, they are trying to see each and every aspect of the entire journey. So it is an entire journey of the customer or the patient, okay, which they are trying to understand in pieces. Then apply analytical framework. So root cause analysis has to be seen, how much time they spend in each and every part of their journey, and then we will be able to identify. For example, a patient has to be in the clinic for half an hour, okay, maybe 1 hour, right? So that in that 1 hour, what 4 steps that he goes through, and at what step there is a delay, okay, that is what we call having a root cause analysis. And once you find the solution, you try to, for example, there was one point where they have to go through some diagnosis, and that diagnosis takes some time, okay, so that becomes your pain point. Okay, now you have to find the solution and test it so that you can actually help reduce that time which is being spent by these patients. So the new system reduced patient wait times by 20%, improving patient satisfaction scores significantly. Okay, so again here, if you see the problem, as a data analyst, every day you come across one or the other problem related to data. Okay, so now your job is to actually see whether whatever the problem that you have, is there sufficient data that you have related to that to take some informed decision. If yes, then try to get into the root cause of that problem and provide solution and test the solutions before you implement it. Before you implement it throughout the organization or throughout the place that you are working in. Business acumen, again, this is the most important and the most what we can say ignored aspect of data analytics. Now, just a second. Now, what is business acumen? So see, data analyst is a profile which is not specific to any industry. Okay, it is not the case that only financial service, only hospitals, or only manufacturing concerns, or only service sector can have data analyst. Everybody who has some business and who has some data to analyze needs a data analyst. Now it is a diverse field, right? Now, for example, I have been appointed as a data analyst of a manufacturing company. First day I went to my job, and there was some data that was given to me related to manufacturing of a particular unit. So for example, they manufacture automobile, right? They manufacture car. Okay, so they have given me all the manufacturing related data of a particular unit. Okay, now before analyzing the data, I cannot just jump on to analyzing the data, because I don't know, I don't understand their process, I don't understand their business, how do they work, what are the various processes through which a particular car is manufactured, then how these cars are distributed, how these sales happen. Okay, who are our customers? Okay, for example, for BMW there is a separate segment of customers. For Maruti Alto there is a separate segment of customers. Okay, so now most of the people, what they lack is business acumen. They just jump onto the data and try to analyze it. It is not going to help. Okay, until unless you understand the entire process, until unless you understand the entire way through which a business runs, you cannot analyze that data, and you will not be able to suggest some solutions regarding the same also. So business acumen is understanding the business right from the point A to point Z, right? Understanding the business context for relevant data insights. Then align data work with strategic goals. Okay, so this point is very important. Why we are analyzing the data, we should always have that in mind. Okay, there is a purpose to it. It is not some fun activity where you are actually creating charts and graphs to impress somebody. No, it is actually a process through which you are actually trying to have an impact on the business. Okay, so until unless you have your data, or data work aligned with your strategic goal, what is the goal of the what is the goal and what is the objective of the business, if both the things are not aligned, then your analysis is of no use, right? So what are business acumen techniques? And I think not in data analytics, you go in every field, you have to understand the business in which you are working, right? So develop a business oriented mindset. You have to think like a businessman. Okay, that is the most, I think, for me, that is the most influential part of data analytics. Okay, that's why I get attracted to data analytics, because I get to think like a businessman. Okay, if I don't think like a businessman, I will not be able to actually provide a feasible solution to the ultimate owner of the company. Okay, for example, there is a problem and there's a solution, but the solution is very, very expensive and the business cannot afford it. Then there is no point of having a solution like that. Okay, so what are the needs of the management, what are the needs of the business, we need to understand. So we have to have business oriented mindset. Then we need to understand the KPI, that is key performance indicator. So just like we used to have all these exams when we used to be in school. So we used to have all these exams, right? So we used to have a subject wise list. So we used to get marks based on subjects. We never used to get a total mark. For example, the total marks of the subjects were 500 and you got 350. Okay, of course percentage can be calculated and your percentage can be seen also, but you were supposed to you used to get a mark sheet where all the subjects wise marks were there. Okay, so why it was necessary to have a subject wise mark is because of the fact that you can understand in which subject you are weak, in which subject you are strong, and what are the subjects you have to focus more. Okay, that's why there was a subject wise breakup. Same way for business also, there are certain criterias, right? For a business who is into selling a product, okay, sales become one of the criteria, profit becomes one of the criteria, okay, employee cost becomes one of the criteria. So these are nothing but KPIs on the basis of which we are going to analyze the business. So these are the foundation of analyzing any business. Collaborate with business leader, very, very important. This is the best part of data analytics, where you can actually work with the management of the company. So these are the top management, top most or I should say highest authority in any organization. Okay, so you have to you get a chance to actually work with business leaders. So you get to learn a lot of things, and you need to make sure that you have that business mindset so that you can contribute well with the goals and objective of the organization. As far as data analytics profile is concerned, the impact is huge, because you whatever the data that you are going to give to the management, they are going to take decisions based on that. So you are going to decide the direction of the company based on your analysis. So let us take one case study. HDFC Bank wanted to minimize the default rate on loan for small SME, right? So there was some loan default, okay, and they wanted to reduce the sorry. So they wanted to reduce the default rate. Okay. So what was the challenge? The data team needed to align their analysis with the bank's risk management strategies. So data team was doing the all the analysis. It was just that it was not relevant. So my risk is default rate. Okay. A lot of people are doing default, okay, while repaying their loans. Okay, so in this case, I don't need a data analytics where I am actually analyzing the data related to the FDs, fixed deposit that I get. Okay, that is not my pain point. My pain point is the default rate. So my analysis should be aligned to that main goal. So develop a business oriented mindset, focus on understanding the financial metrics. What are the important areas in which analysis has to happen? Okay, it is exactly the same as doing a selective study. Okay, there is a rule of 80-20, right? Pareto principle. So in 80-20, what it says is that the 80% of your, so the 20% of you, the effort that you do actually gives you 80% of the result. Same way in selective study, what we used to do is that we used to do the important chapters when we used to go, used to be in the schools. So that important chapter used to help us get more marks. Okay, in the same logic, okay, KPIs and all these matrices works on the same way. Okay, so as a business you have a lot of different numbers that you can analyze, but do I need to analyze all the numbers? No, I need to analyze the numbers which can help me grow my business. Okay, in a business like maybe bank, so credit rating is very very important, cash flow is very very important. Okay, repayment history is very very important. Okay, so you have to focus on the pain points of the business. Okay, that's where the solution has to come. Then if you collaborate well with the business leaders, you can understand their requirement, and based on that you can provide your solution. The next is critical thinking. It is somewhere related to the problem solving skills, but here you have to actually do a thorough analysis at your end, and you need to be double sure before you provide your insights to the management, because as I told you that it has consequences. Everything that as a data analyst, everything that you do has consequences. So for example, if your analysis is wrong, then the decision that the management is going to take is also going to be wrong. So in that case, you need to have a critical thinking. You have to criticize your work also. You have to just be double sure when we talk about giving insights. So what are the various techniques? You can ask why. Okay, there is a very famous book called Start with Why. Okay, so why becomes very very important. If you are doing some analysis, the first point of time should be why. Okay, why do you want to do this? What is the impact that it is going to have? Okay, it is the most crucial question to ask yourself, right? Then logical reasoning, making decision based on evidence. Okay, so there are two types of decisions that we take in life. One is based on emotion and one is based on data or the evidence. Most of us do take decision based on our gut feeling. Okay, that is the main problem. We should always have a logical reasoning. Even in your personal matters also, you should actually think logically, because gut feeling actually, sometimes it goes right, but many a times it goes wrong. Okay, so every decision that a person takes should have a backing based on data. For example, right now, if I if I decide to actually go for IAS, okay, doing civil services. Okay, so this is a gut feeling, this is a dream. Okay, this is a dream that I'm trying to see for myself, but I need to also have facts in place. Okay, what is the age for which till what age actually a person can apply for civil services. So that becomes your reality. Okay, do you have sufficient time to study? That becomes your reality. Okay, so all the decisions and all the important steps that we take in life has to be backed by one or the other data. So let me just quickly go into the, I think, last point, that is, yes, the most important point: curiosity. Whatever we have discussed till now related to understanding the data, related to problem solving, understanding the business, everything will only work when you have curiosity. So in this kind of profile, you need to be very, very curious. You should be ready to venture into something, some different fields. Okay, venture into various kind of possible solutions. Okay, you should have a very curious mind. Okay, in life also, if you have a curious mind, you can actually solve a lot of problems on your own. Okay, as there is a quote that stay hungry, stay foolish. Okay, so that also goes along with the curious mind. Okay, and creativity also comes out of that. So if you are curious to learn, then only you will be able to go into the root cause analysis, then you will be able to analyze the data, then only things will work. So if you come from a lazy mentality, then, because these things require a lot of effort, creating something requires a lot of effort, creating a solution requires a lot of effort, right? It is not a manual job. It creates a lot of creativity, it creates a lot of failures also. Okay, it takes a lot of failures. Okay, so embrace challenges and learn from the failures. In this entire process, there are a lot of failures that come in every now and then, but you have to go up to it and find the solution in spite of having all the difficulties that you have, right? So how to develop curiosity? As I told you, start with why. Okay, why and what if. What if means condition, like we should always, even life, in life also, we should always have a what if analysis. What if something goes wrong? What if I go out of job? Do I have something else to do? Okay, you should always have your why and what if in place. Okay, so if you can see in this chart, why is the purpose. Okay, why you are doing this is the most important factor of doing what you do. Okay, then comes the how. Okay, it is not other way around. First step is to do the why analysis, then goes how, and then what. Okay, what is the result that I'm going to get, and whether that result will be will actually help me grow as a person or as a professional. That is the main objective of having having growth mindset. Okay, and continuous learning, knowing what is happening in the market is very, very important in such fields, where whenever you are actually analyzing the data, you get a lot of different kind of problems in day-to-day life, and then you should be you should know how, what are the things that are happening, what are the new things that are, even in the with the advent of AI. I think we have to be on our toes when it comes to learning new tools and venturing into new avenues of your professional or personal life. Let me just take a pause here. Okay, let me see how many people are active. Okay, so that is it for today's session, guys. I hope I have been able to give you some insights about how soft skills, and what are the soft skills that can help you in your personal professional life, and especially with data analytics, what are the soft skills that are required. I'm really sorry for that goof up that happened related to this PPTs and all. Let me just see if I can send you, just a second. I guess you guys have, you all have registered, right? You all have registered for this session, right? So what I'm going to do is that I am going to mail you this PPT, okay, so that you can use it for your purpose. And thank you very much for attending session today. And it was a long weekend, and you spared some time to attend the session. So thank you very much, guys. And we are, as I told you, that we have these sessions on a regular basis. So Sunday 10 is the fixed timing for all the free webinars. So let me just give you those who are already there in the group, that's fine. If you are not part of any group, so I'll just give you a WhatsApp link so that you can be the part of the group, and you will get all the notifications related to all the sessions that we do every now and then. So let me just give you one link for the WhatsApp group. So I've given you the link in the chat, so you can be the part of the group. Okay, and I'll be mailing you all the PPT for today's session. Okay, so that you can use it. And I have given the chat, WhatsApp group link also in the chat, so that you can be added in the group, and you'll get the notification related to all the sessions that we conduct on a weekly basis. Okay, guys, so that is it from my side. Thank you very much for attending the session, and see you in the next session. Take care. Bye.